Okay, well, I first start thinking that I need a facelift when I realized that I was looking at myself in the mirror and not looking the way I used to look before, and started using maybe too much fillers, too many video threads, and you're just trying to fix and fix and fix. Mostly the jowls, the sagging of the neck, the skin of the neck, and the lower face, a type of a sad expression or tired expression. I like to look happy, even though I'm not smiling, and I did not have that effect anymore. If I would put in fillers or pedio thread, it would last about just like a month. 2 months later, I was back to the same sad face. Well, the pedio threads, first of all, very painful. At one point, it was too many pedio threads to try to achieve the same result that I would get, let's say, 5 years ago with maybe 5 threads. Now I had to put 10 threads. Then I had to put neck threads plus fillers. So it was just too much. And every time it would just last less time than the previous time. It would just not work at this point. You have to move on to something else. You have to do something else. So it's not easy, first, to realize that you arrive at this point. You are past 50 years old, but you haven't reached 60 yet. You're just in that place where you realize that you started aging and you exercise. While you exercise, you can keep a young body, but you cannot keep a young face. And I realized when I was looking at pictures of me, or I was even careful in moving certain ways or doing even certain exercise at the gym where I would be facing down and you would see the sagging. I didn't want people to see it. The first thought that crossed my mind was Dr. Rubinstein, most of all because I worked with him for 2 years. I went to see Dr. Rubinstein and I started, just expressing my concern, and Dr. Rubinstein will not perform something on you if you don't need it. And that is something very admirable because, yes, there is a lot of surgeons that would just go say yes and they will perform it just, to get the income. You know that if Dr. Rubinstein will look at you and if says, no, I don't think you really need it, you're not going to have something done just for the sake of the money. It is something, very scary because, yes, you can have a surgeon that can maybe just by a small amount of millimeters of difference and touch that nerve, and then you end up with some damage to your face. I saw him and we started talking, and I said, well, would you like to do it for me? And he said yes, and I was very happy on that day. I was very happy. I would say the most important thing when you do a surgery like that, sometimes people think it's it's just a facelift. People have facelift all the time. It's nothing. No, a facelift is a big deal. It's a big surgery. So preparation, I rested a lot. Like if we talk about emotional preparation, I was ready because I could have asked for this like a year before, but I kind of just waited to be in that right moment in my life. Physical preparation, a lot of rest, a lot of water, no alcohol, like balanced diet, exercise, and the night before, just or 2 days before, a lot of rest, just a lot of rest, and mentally prepare for this big and long surgery and how it was going to be after, and be ready for the after, the post surgery. So that's how I prepared. Yeah. My day of the surgery started the night before. I was very, very excited because I knew something in my life was about to change. It was going to be like a second wind where I can start fresh, feeling to my best. So that morning I woke up early. Obviously I had no food, no water. I had washed my face. I tried to stay really relaxed, no stress. So I arrived here at the clinic and I changed into my gown. I laid on the bed and kind of felt weird because I worked here before, so I thought I was not on the right side of the bed. But it was just amazing. I was feeling so happy. I was feeling ready to give myself to this. And it's that very specific moment where you say, because sometimes you don't think about that, but when you arrive in that 5 minutes before you know you're going to go in the OR, you take those last minutes to say, I am so grateful that I have the right surgeon, the right person that will come and cut my face. And it's literally you put all of you into his hands. And honestly, I had zero fear. When I woke up, it's hard to say because you are still under the effect of all the medication you get. It's just little glimpse of seeing you, seeing the nurse, hearing voices, and you have the wrap around your head. And I was happy that it was over and that I actually woke up and that it was done. I couldn't wait to see the result, but it was not my main concern. I felt happy and very zen, relaxed. I could just rest and take care of myself under the good care of the overnight nurse. Yeah. The night went pretty good. I got nauseous. Everybody's different. Some people will not get nauseous. I got nauseous. I had pain, so I took a little bit of, I received some pain medication. The surgery was done about 5 or 4 p.m. I think around midnight, 1 o'clock. That's when I started not feeling the pain, and I was pretty much up at this point. And it was an easy night. Actually, it was very nice. I was with the overnight nurse and we were just chatting. I slept a little bit, but it was pretty easy night and pain-free night. I was impressed. I was really impressed. I mean, I've seen many of the surgeries on videos. Some people would probably freak out when they see the lifting skin. That's something I'm used to. So I was more just impressed by really the amount of skin, the amount of skin that we cut. That's, I think, when I realized that both me and Dr. Rubinstein, we took the right decision. It was totally worth it. It was pretty good amount of skin to be cut. So next morning, I was really excited to see more of the result, but most of all, I just could not stand the wrap around my face. So that was my main priority. I was just thinking, at what time am I gonna have this thing out of my face? Dr. Rubenstein removed the wrap. They handed me a mirror, and I was shocked. I was blown away by not only the result, but I had no swelling, I had no bruising. I have seen on social media other people having facelift, and they're like, oh, this is my day one, this is my day two, and you're gonna see me every day. And I'm like, wow, and it's pretty intense. I had none of that. I literally looked at my face in the mirror and was like, wow, it was exactly what I had probably dreamed and envisioned. Waking up from 54 to 39, 40 years old, like looking how I used to look in my 40s. I was blown away. I was so happy, ready to go home, rest. Yeah. So when I got home, obviously I felt relief and happy. It was done and over, and I could start my journey into recovery. I think I put on my pajama right away, went to bed, and started resting, and obviously not staying in bed all day either. Drinking a lot of liquids and water to get rid of the medication out of my system. I think I took a nap, and when I woke up, that's when I took my phone and I started looking at the side of my face, and I was going like this, and everything that I could see before, I could not see it. But it was even more than that. I was really shocked by the amazing result. And I was expecting swelling. I was expecting something like what I've seen lately in the social media, people going day one, day two, and they're very swelling and there's a lot of bruises. There was none of that. I walked in, I got a facelift, and I'm walking out, and I could just go out into any event today, and probably nobody would even know I had a facelift yesterday or 2 days ago. So I started comparing pictures, and wow, I think I had tears. I had tears. I think I went out in public probably 4 days. I would say, yeah, I stayed home. I think the surgery was on a Wednesday, and I spent like that weekend home. And I started going out after that. Like I went to the gym, started doing a little bit of exercise, but probably went to a dinner or visit some friends. Wow, Mia, you look really, really good. Wow, you look really good. Like, what's your secret? What do you do? What do you eat? um, but nobody ever said to me, oh, you had a facelift. I can tell. Nobody. They were just blown away by how good I was looking. Yeah. First, I did not think about all those little details when I choose Dr. Rubenstein. I was not expecting receiving all this pre-care treatment and post-care treatment. So that's when I realized, after seeing this and receiving the O2 mask and the red light therapy, even just before, how important. I was like, oh wow, you know what, it's true. And I haven't thought about that before surgery. That is something that I just realized that I received after the surgery, and I was happy because then I said, you know what, this is actually really important. This is a side of it that we never think about that. When someone pick a surgeon or they go to a surgery clinic and pick a surgeon for a facelift, you don't really ask, oh, do you have any post-care treatment? Do you offer red light therapy? Do you do any type of mask for my skin, for recovery? You don't really think about those things. So it made me realize how important it is. And I think, no, actually, not I think, I am sure that it did contribute a lot to my recovery. It was so fast. I could have gone back to work probably 2 days after. A lot of things are different. A lot of things are different. First, if I speak for myself, there's not a day where I look at myself in the mirror that I don't feel good anymore. I feel good every day. I feel good in my skin. I feel that my face matches my body. I feel more confident because obviously when you feel good with yourself, you feel more confident. If you start feeling bad about yourself, you lose a little bit of that. So I really feel right now that the world belongs to me. I can feel I can take on anything, any project. I think my husband also enjoys it. Like, he thinks I'm really beautiful. On a social level, it's pretty incredible. We are getting offers to literally go to parties every weekend, invites, dinners. I really see the difference from before and after the surgery. So once you get the facelift and you look good and you look 10, 15 years younger, it doesn't mean that you have to stop taking care of yourself, right? So you still have to take care of your skin, maybe do like a facial. I keep doing the red light therapy, and maybe over the years you don't have to do any more fillers and pedio threads, but you can have maybe a soft wave in 7 or 8 years, you know, because you still, some people would think, oh, I have a facelift, I'm going to look like this for the next 10 years. You're still going to age. So you have to be prepared that, yes, you had a facelift, you look good, but still things are going to gradually go down over the years. So you still have to, you know, maintain and maybe do some non-invasive treatment until you reach 65. And then before Dr. Rubinstein's retired at 65, then you're going to put yourself on the schedule for her last facelift so you can last until 80 before he retires.